Orders are due this week at I Want More Comics and Games for many great items. Always check out our final orders due page to get your books and beat the release week rush. We work to list every available and open order comic, trade paperback, and manga so you can get exactly what you want. For this week, new #1 issues like Daredevil, It's Jeff Meets Daredevil, and Siren's Love Hurts. The first new Vertigo series, Bleeding Hearts, also joins the lineup. 6 versions of Absolute Batman 15-second print, and 2 amazing facsimile editions in Superman 423 and Batman Mad Love. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night, and select from shipping options or in-store pickup. See you at release.
Well, hello one and hello all.
Welcome, welcome. I don't know if I'm happy or sad.
About?
I don't know.
Oh, at this moment when this
at this very moment, I am not sure if I'm happy or sad. That's interesting.
Due to staffing needs and requirements, contractual or not, we are pre-recording this and getting ready. It will go up at the normal time, but we don't have the live audience this time. Sorry about that, guys. But it was better to do that than to not put out a show. So
agreed. I am very excited to talk about the cool stuff coming out. We are talking about the final orders due page on our website. Keith's got it right there up on the screen. Follow along.
The shop button, final orders due, magic ensues.
And we are right here. We have a ton of really cool things. And this is one of those episodes that I think is our perfect final orders due, because there's just so much stuff that's going to be uniquely difficult to purchase blankly, and I think will be wanted by the general public. So it's important that you follow along and check out the things you really want and get them on order now. Don't wait. Put it down, and then you just have these comics ready for you when they come out in 25 to 45 days. Okay? So why don't we start with probably the hardest one that I know is going to sell out, and there's nothing we can do about it, but we might as well get it, and it's contractually obligated to talk about Absolute Universe. Let's talk about Absolute Batman, the second printing. There's a couple second printings on here. We have the conclusion to the Bane, Absolute Bane run, and then the kickoff to the new arc of the man who doesn't laugh. And that is Joker, Absolute Joker. Huge success on the rack, absolutely sold out, could not contain it in our store. And now we have an opportunity for everybody to get on the second printings. I'd like to say that, second printings are a good chance for other people to jump on, but facts being facts, this is one of those comic book series that everybody just wants everything. So I know a few of you that are looking for every cover. This is the best way to snag those up, because there are how many versions of this thing?
So 2 for $14. You've got the Perel and the Dragotta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you jump over to 15. You have 6 different versions.
Yes.
The main cover with a different colored logo that we've seen before, a foil version of that for both the Dragottas, right?
Yeah, and that foil I think is going to be hot.
Yep. The Jock is back with a foil also.
Excellent.
Ben Oliver and Brian Bolin get second prints there. And then why do I not know what this is?
I don't think I saw it before either when I was looking at it.
Yeah. So when you get new art also onto this, because I think I would have remembered that nightmare, in my
I feel like we would have recognized the Delato. Yes.
So as a business, it's easy, right? You just order 500 copies of each. Everybody
it just
all out and
just roll. Yeah.
Or, there's the let's bring in a conservative amount, and it does add an extra challenge here, because when you talk about, I needed a copy of that, I really wanted to get a copy of that. I don't know how, I really don't have a clue as to how many people are going to grab all 6.
Yeah.
And if you place an order today for all 6, thumbs up, wonderful, you're done, not going to have a problem, and it's over with. But if all of a sudden the world decides that the Jock foil is the one to be with, that the Ben Oliver just didn't get enough love, or everybody's got to be on Gabriel Delato, we're left in a limbo area about how many we're going to have a good, healthy stack for the rack.
Yeah.
But just is not enough of a security blanket for you to know that you're going to get covered.
It would be foolhardy to try to guarantee your copy is going to be on the rack. The only way to guarantee something is actually right now. If you get it, order it, we will get it for you. That's how that works.
While we're here, you also have the Absolute Wonder Woman Annual.
We do indeed.
Which, if you're on Absolute Wonder Woman, one of our polls for that, yeah, you're in. You're covered. Not a problem. You know,
Easily.
We're not going to leave you out in the outside of that. But it is something where annuals sometimes don't sell as hot. They're a little bit, different. And there's sometimes where they put a big story element, Batman, into this, and all of a sudden it's the crazy dumb book you cannot find.
Right.
So, giving that out there, this is again another one of those. Make sure you're covered. Make sure what you want is what you've done. Requested. That's why hold slots sleep better at night. I think.
Yeah, they know that they have it in their box.
They're already done with this, but not a lot of people are collecting that way. I mean, well, I'll say not a lot. There's a good mix of people that are off the rack buyers and change their desires week to week. And there's a good mix of people who are on for long haul kind of thing. So we're just trying to offer out opportunity for both.
All right. Excellent pulls from there. There is another thing that kind of sits in DC as kind of like a secondary printing, but it's not necessarily a second, like an additional printing. It's a rework of it. DC Dark Knight's Metal is getting a whip edition, work in progress. This makes it basically just all the art and the script and the raw kind of data of the comic book presented from Scott Snyder's well-received Dark Knight's Metal. This is the first volume of Dark Knight's Metal, not Death Metal with Batman Who Laughs. This is the one prior to that kind of set up the entire universe for Dark Knights.
Well, and this type of idea really kind of takes its root all the way back to those IDW huge oversized books that they were putting out. That is the original art reproduced in full original size, so that you can kind of see all the detail, and you get a lot of benefit with that with Capullo. So this is one of these large over treasury sized editions that is $15 for that reason. It's huge. But you really get to spend your time digging into the line art that's contained inside of that.
And Capullo has a lot of line art.
That a master, like looking at the master in his craft kind of idea, right? Because Capullo has to be considered one of this era's masters.
Yes, absolutely.
So much that he did. And, he's always going to be near and dear to me with his some of his original roots back to the X-Force and X-Men era.
Yes.
But this is a great way to have an enjoyment and appreciation for the art form.
Also a perfect book for this show here. This isn't something that we just mass order to have on the rack. This is going to be for a select few people that are really into artwork in that niche and understanding Capullo. So for you fans out there that are really looking for this is a great purchase to make sure you end up with one.
Yeah, if you guys saw the last one of All-Star Superman,
yes,
I believe was the last one that was in this line. I appreciate that they do this. I appreciate it's not a weekly thing. It's kind of nice that they pick and choose. I think this is a little bit broader base than All-Star Superman. But again, that was something that we were 10 in on. So, if and you want to be part of it, be there.
I did want to move over to the other big printing. Did you want to pause before that real quick and talk DCKO since we're here?
I think we're here on DC. I mean,
again,
it's a pretty decently sized DCKO week.
It is indeed.
We start with a couple of reprints. So if you missed the Aquaman tie-in because, the reprints have kind of snuck under the radar, there is one additional, I thought I might be just straight hallucinating, I guess. I guess it's just the Aquaman 11 that's a reprint.
Yeah.
But we are ready to order DCKO number
4, man.
3's on the rack right now, right?
Yes, it is. Just released last week.
Sort of on the rack. Probably.
Yeah. Mostly depleted, and that's the entire point of this show is if you are a Sunday shopper or don't want to worry about getting in here to make sure you get that, this is all available right now for you. DCKO, I think, has received been received well by the community. When it comes to big crossover events, it's kind of like you have to kind of wait until the middle to decide if people are really into this or if we've kind of dropped off. And I think DCKO is up there. I think a lot of DC fans are really enjoying it, are really looking forward to the big changes that it's making and the insane drops. If you read DCKO3, you know what I'm talking about. The reveals in this have been just immaculate. So I'm very excited for DCKO number 4 dropping in February, and the covers on this, again, honestly, the entire time they have not missed on covers. So we get to play what are you going to try to get? It's an incredibly difficult choice for me.
It's not a difficult choice for you. Come on now, Richie. If this is everything in your life bundled into one cover,
a luchador Batman with a barbed wire chair is up there. It's very, very high. Yeah.
And by who?
And by the great Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, this is pandering.
It's a home run. Yes.
This is so directly, hey Richie, what would you like us to do? And little Richie just got on the phone and just called it out. He says, I even want you to look at carve the bat symbol into his chest.
Like, yeah, I want him to have a bat belt with a POW crash pants. It is very, very much fan service, and I'm here for it. What do you want?
I also will say this: it's not just Richie. Yeah. We sell a high amount of DWA
correct
variants. Like that is one, but it's not the end. Like this main cover is
the main cover. I think is pretty big in general. It has all our Trinity or absolute Trinity on a regular DC
Who are those people?
Continuity cover.
Crazy.
We look a little angrier than normal, but
the Del Mundo and Ben Oliver series, the 2 Dan Moras, like it's all there and everything hits. So it's
even the Jeff Spokes, just the Hawkman intricate.
You guys can be tired of us talking about it, but when something is delivering so hard to the fans, we have to tip.
We have to. It would be silly not to talk about how big this book is and how, and to warn everybody, like, hey, don't miss out.
And so to wrap up our last DC points here, I do think Siren's Love Hurts needs to get a mention there.
I had a Valentine's Day section to talk about all of our Valentine's Day specials. Yep, but we do have a number 1 we can talk about.
2 facsimile editions here.
Oh, yes.
And you may not, if you don't know this, you need to know this.
Yeah.
The Superman 423 facsimile edition. This here has an Alan Moore story in it called Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. And it is always going to be held up there as pinnacle Superman storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It will always make top 10s of single to 2-part issues, because again, this ties very much, for the other part that he did in Action Comics. But it's amazing to see this out here. This book never lasts when we get it in back issues.
Nope.
Everybody who ever knows about it knows they need to have a copy. And this having a facsimile here at $3.99 is just fantastic, that everybody can at least read the story and how wonderful that thing is. I did not see yet. I haven't dug deep, but I gotta imagine they'll be coming back with the other part of the Alan Moore storyline. As what is it? What do you get for the man who has everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So I got to think it's on the horizon. Grab this now. Be involved there. And then also, if you just want one of those early appearances done the greatest way possible, Batman Adventure, The Mad Love facsimile, you get Bruce Timm in full front to back every part of the book.
This is this is exactly what Paul Dini and Bruce Timm created Harley Quinn for, was this comic book. It is the pinnacle of like where she should be at the core. She has evolved since this book, but I feel like there are still core elements that come from these pages that sustain her and anchor her as a icon for all time.
Her most classic costume, her most well-known parts, and the bridge between animated television show to comics. It's here. Get that. There is a foil version and a blank. So those are available there.
Mhm.
So now back to your regular programming for what you want to hit.
Well, this has an interesting. I was going to move into the new number ones that are releasing that people need to look out for. And in DC Comics, we actually have a Vertigo title coming out. This is a new rebranding of focus on the idea of independent and out there, more less editorial involvement, back to kind of old school 90s Vertigo is what they keep telling us. And I tend to believe them with this next run. And they kick off with a really, really good one with the great Denise Camp, who has been absolutely dominating the writing world of both Marvel and DC with Ultimates and Absolute Martian Manhunter under his belt. We now have Bleeding Hearts #1 coming out. It's a story about the zombie empire had won. It's been 10 years that zombies have been around, and this particular zombie's heart starts beating for the first time in a decade, and he's not sure why. So it feels like very much in a Denise Camp world. I think it's going to have unique turns and twists and be one of those independent talked about things along with my Image readers. I think you want to look out for this.
Ridiculous lineup of variants here. Bacalo, Jay Lee, Dragoda. It's just it's crazy. So this should be on your radar. You should, if it's your flavor, you should turn around and give this a try.
Excellent. We can move on to Marvel Comics because they have a few #1s we can talk about.
Do. We start at the top with DD.
Let's go. I think this might be the biggest #1 release of the week if you don't want to talk about the other DD for different reasons. But Daredevil is getting its new ongoing series, new volume #1 for 2026. Stephanie Phillips behind the wheel. Lee Garbett, which you can see on the cover as well. That's going to be your interiors. I think this thing is going to be huge, but I mean, Daredevil is typically big anyway. So a new series is something special.
There is a blind bag for this. Again, same cost as the A. I didn't see a lot of details about this. Like I know Marvel had been kind of running around a little bit about worried about how the reception of the Endgame blind bags were
with the pinches and stuff.
There was a little bit conversation about how they were treated, in shipping and at distribution, but they were highly successful in sales. One of our customers here shared with both me and Richie that one of the bags we had a Ron Lim Black Panther sketch.
Black Panther, yeah, it was so cool.
It was so good looking. So congrats to them. That's just fun to hear about there. But I don't know a great deal on this. I'm trying to dig around for some better details to see what's possible inside this. But I will say this: Daredevil was pushed from the time that this was originally supposed to be committed to, and to when this is going to drop. This does not actually release, I believe, until April. It's got a long lead time into it. If I'm remembering right, it may just be deep March. But I feel like that they pushed a little bit there because they're looking at potentially doing the blind bags a little bit differently and addressing it. So
excellent.
I do not expect this because there's already not the hype of known things inside of it.
Yeah.
But if they're doing a blind bag and they already have a Marvel Studios variant, I think you've got some. They snuck some autographs in the last time. I won't be surprised if they add that there. Again, I'm speculating. I'm not promising. It's just the kind of thing. We'll have some on the rack, and we should know better details before it's there. But you've already got, again, murderer's row here.
It's ridiculous. The covers are insane on here. So pick your poison and enjoy. From there, we have the Deadly Hands of Kunlun #1. This is going to go right from the undead. We're going to go right from there to this, and it's kind of going to mix all of our Iron Fists together and kind of build upon that new world that we've built with the 3 different Iron Fist and Kunlun. So
my understanding, this is a one shot.
I believe so. Yes.
So this is just a one-off story, but again, setting up different pieces of where they're going to start playing with the puzzle.
I believe. Yeah, I do believe they will spill into other stories. Yes.
Yep. And then just because I guess we got one right before
we do, right? We have Generation X-23. This is our Laura Kinney story. People that were on Laura Kinney are going to be pulled into this story just after the events. This is the Shadows of Tomorrow storyline for all the X-Men, and we're going to continue with Jodie Hauser, which I'm very excited for.
Yep. Ji-Hung Lee here and Scotty Young are top-notch on the variants. And then right next to it, we're going right back to Daredevil.
We sure are. This is the other Daredevil I was talking about that might have a little heat, and that is because it is part of the Jeff Meets storylines. This is Jeff Meets Daredevil #1, one shot of him meeting just the man without fear. And I know I was so happy to see that you highlighted it in the first place, because that cover, tell me that cover doesn't just grab you immediately.
So good news is we know about it ahead of time. I mean,
Yes.
the reason is because we know about it ahead of time. We know we can up the orders on it. We know all the elements in the past that have made covers successful like this and have been, absolutely chased and hard to find. The biggest thing that really drives the value on, say, like a cover like this is when we didn't know about it till too late. Not enough people get their hands on it, so it's demand that oversupply. Here we can catch supply, and so we'll have a decent amount. I still think it's going to be grabbed by most.
I agree.
Get in now.
I am not a Jeff or Daredevil purchaser, but that cover has me wanting one. So
yeah,
that should show you that it's probably time to jump in.
Spoiler alert: it's from Jaws.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, it's just now you can be cool and tell everybody else that it's from Jaws.
There was one we kind of skipped, but I do want to talk about it. Black Panther's 60th anniversary special is dropping. Yep. It is a one-shot celebrating 6 decades of the King of Wakanda, which is really, really dope. Big writers, big artists. I think it's going to be wonderful. Probably going to tie Black Panther ongoing to the series, to the one-shot. So if you're on Black Panther, it's definitely going to be in your hold slot. But if it's something that interests you, it could miss your radar because it's not part of that series. So
yep.
Definitely worth celebrating. 60 years is crazy.
Everybody's getting old.
yeah. All right. From there, I have a couple #1s popping up from different distribution or publishers, which is one from Mad Cave Studios. Okay. This one's called Barbarian Behind Bars. This is going to be a kind of a tale we've heard before where Barbarian lands in the city, but this is going to be big fight happens. Barbarian kills the big bad, like chops his head off, but like society needs to know why that dude murdered someone on the street. So he doesn't speak any English. A lawyer gets assigned to him, and now we go through the trials of the Barbarian Behind Bars. So I think that's a unique one. I really enjoy the take. This is by Elliot Kalan. I think if you're into your Barbarian stories, this is one not to miss.
Could be very interesting about the alternative there.
Yes.
While we're here on Mad Cave,
go ahead.
This one shot.
Yep. I do have that one in my Valentine's for Pop Kills, celebrating our Valentine's Day specials.
I should have known it would be in your thematics.
Yes. House of Lothar from Amp Comics is the next one I have.
Okay.
This one's going to be written, illustrated by the Kaylin Smith. It is a supernatural fantasy story with 3. It's going to have 3 double-sized issues. I think it's worth checking out. It is an ordinary janitor job that turns quickly into like supernatural stuff happening in the school.
There you go.
The next one is from Image Comics called Things on the Doorstep. I was actually asked about this today, so it seems like there's a little heat behind it.
I have seen pre-orders coming in on this that more than I knew just because it wasn't on my radar.
Yeah, so this is the classic. I've been put into the asylum. I don't belong here. What happened that put him there, and kind of finding out if there's any way for redemption for the chaos of this person's life. I think it's going. Go ahead.
If you look like this, I'm not going to ask why.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's going to lean into the kind of horror Cthulhu style storytelling. So there's going to be some very chilling, dark undertones to the story, but looks like a good one. I think it'll be a banger.
Am I seeing this right? That Simon Burks here was the writer on Sinners?
That is correct. Yes.
So yeah, get a little.
Yeah, I think you'll. This is probably why there's some under bubblings already.
That makes way more sense to me now.
Yeah,
that's the detail I missed until today.
IDW has 2 number ones, one shot and another number one. The first one is The Rocketeer, The Island. It's going to be a mini series of the Rocketeer trying to save Amelia Earhart. I think it'll be a great story by Dave Stevens, or a new story from the creator of Dave Stevens, but John Layman is the writer of this one. Which
you do get a Dave Stevens cover if you're paying attention, and that's well worth it.
And I think that alone is worth it, but I definitely want to highlight The Rocketeer. It's not going to hit our racks with abundance, so if you want in, jump in now. The next one for my Star Trek fans, this one I feel like got pushed as well, but it is Star Trek Deviations, Threads of Destiny, which is a one-shot. It is about a change in the timeline of the Star Trek world and what that effect would be. This one, of course, is featuring Uhura and what would happen if Uhura was actually the captain of the group instead. Yeah, the Enterprise. Thank you. I can spit that word out. But the captain of the Enterprise, and where would that take the entire series from there? It's oversized. It's a one shot of kind of like a what if in the IDW world, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited for it. Big feature on it is a photo variant that a lot of people go after when those things arrive. So be aware.
Mm-hmm.
That now leads me into our Valentine's Day special, our theme. Valentine's Day is kind of important to this comic shop because that is the day that we became a comic shop. So why not enjoy the specials that come out on the day? The very first one I have in is one we haven't mentioned yet, but Dynamite Entertainment has Thundercats Valentine's Day special. If you're on Thundercats, that will be pulled for you.
They also have, matching it up there, you have the one shot of the DuckTales.
DuckTales as well. Yep. Excellent. Next is the one we kind of saw in Mad Cave, but Pop Kill, which has a very unique buying history. Also is getting its special.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Palmiotti on that. DC has Love Hurts from Gotham City Sirens, and the covers on that are ridiculous. Good luck. I don't know how you're gonna pick. I'm leaning towards Tula Lute, but I mean, honestly, Derek Chu is really up there.
Chu's really nice. The Suzumakia is also going to be available in a foil.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
That could pop. That could really pop.
EC has Tortured Hearts coming out from Oni Press. So they're gonna have one focus. This is all your nasty chills and thrills, but in the guise of a Valentine's Day base. And then Vampirella from Dynamite is jumping in with a winter special. Not quite Valentine's Day, but it's cold too. Might as well bring that in as well.
Yep, does have a blind bag at $12 that I believe is going to mean it's a single comic. It's not a 2-pack like some of the others. But it does have exclusive variants that are only available in the blind bag itself.
I don't know if we talked about it, but you and I talked about it before the show, so I want to make sure we bring it up as we're running out of time. There is a 10th printing from Boom Entertainment for Something is Killing the Children.
Yes.
That's pretty big. I know a lot of people that can't get number 1, so this is a way you can get number 1. And if you're collecting, this is also a way to make sure you don't miss on a cover.
The 3 versions, by the way, are all versions. And what I mean by that is that you've got a blank, you have a foil stamped version, and you have a glow in the dark version. So
wow.
All of them have something special as far as like difference in the
I'm
version.
really glad you brought that up. So make sure you're looking at what it's written in that description to make sure you're getting the right one.
Yep.
That glow in the dark one, I think, is going to be popular.
Yeah, if that stays virgin, which I believe it should at this point in time, typically they don't change. Boom's been pretty good about covers, but a glow in the dark with all the spooky trees,
yes,
that could be pretty great.
As we run out of time, I want to mention a few trade paperbacks. We have Batman Dark Patterns from Dan Waters, I think, and Hayden Sherman. Both people were nominated for Bun Awards this year because of how well they've done in the business. And Dark Patterns was the start of that rise. If you missed it, this is a great noir detective story I would pick up. Captain America by Mark Grenwald's omnibus is coming out. The really cool part about that is it's got the howling mad Capwolf in it, and I think it's a unique era of Captain America that a lot of people will enjoy. Scout Point Press has got a Frankenstein Unconquered out. Looks like Barbarian meets Frankenstein. I think for my Barbarian fans or horror fans, you want to jump in that. Highlight for Marvel variants was there's a McFarlane Toys variants coming out, which is really cool. And don't forget David Nakayama's Red Era is also dropping. So there's a few of those out there. Aquaman has a insane Nathan Zerdy variant that kind of mirrors the Zerdy we had released today or last week, which sold very, very well. I don't want to miss on that. And one of the things I thought I'd talk about for Final Order Cutoff is catching little tips and tricks. One of the things is if there's a pretty lady on the cover, if you were buying it before and all of a sudden there's a pretty lady on the cover, it might sell out. So you want to jump on it. Ben Oliver has been doing these gorgeous covers for G.I. Joe, and he has a stunning G.I. Joe cover for issue 19. And he's been doing these, and I know people that are buying them as they hit the rack, but I don't want you to miss it because it happens to be a pretty gal on the cover, which means it'll sell a little faster than normal and can get you missing on New Comic Book Day.
I've been hovering on Free for All because this was a very popular #1 that came out.
Heck yes.
None of the rest of the series came out.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
So this 1999 hardcover is getting you books that, because of all the distributor shifts, didn't happen. So they just moved it, instead of doing the individual issues, they moved it up to a hardcover. If you like, hey, I kind of remember that. Well, how'd that end? Well, there's a reason why you don't know.
There you go.
It's hanging out there. That's something I wanted to
That's
highlight.
That's really good. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it kind of slips through the cracks too easily.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at it. I was like, oh, how do I order this based upon how do we sell on the whole series? And I go, wait a minute, what happened?
Where did the other series go? That's right.
So I had to come up for me and all this.
Well, there you go.
Bring it to you. Thank you, one. Thank you all for joining us. Sorry we couldn't be live, but we're definitely going to still be here for you. Orders are due by Monday at 6 p.m. Feel free to jump on the website and place those there. And then join us the rest of the week as Tuesday and Wednesday are normal. We will be back for the half-hour hype on Tuesday and the stream sale on Wednesday.
That is correct. Until then, enjoy. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, everyone.
Orders are due this week at I Want More Comics and Games for many great items. Always check out our Final Orders Due page to get your books and beat the release week rush. We work to list every available and open order comic, trade paperback, and manga so you can get exactly what you want. For this week, new #1 issues like Daredevil, It's Jeff Meets Daredevil, and Siren's Love Hurts. The first new Vertigo series, Bleeding Hearts, also joins the lineup. 6 versions of Absolute Batman 15-second print, and 2 amazing facsimile editions in Superman 423 and Batman Mad Love. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night, and select from shipping options or in-store pickup. See you at release.